when it came to the resolutions to expel us. And if you watched closely the way that the questions were asked and how I was treated differently than my younger colleagues who are both young Black men, it was very clear, it was apparent as they were being told that they need to look like and dress like and act like the rest of the body. You know, we need a multiracial, multi-generational body, because that is what the state of Tennessee looks like. And our legislative body should look like the state of Tennessee. And these two young men, Justin Jones, that I've been friends with for years, we've worked and we fought for Medicaid expansion in Tennessee. We fought against gun violence together. We fought against the Nathan Bedford Forrest bus that was in our lobby. Justin Pearson, I have come to know much more recently, but come to really respect his passion, the power of his voice and his words, and his love for the people in his community. So we have got to keep these young voices. Tennessee desperately needs these young voices in our legislature. I am honored to stand with them. And I'm a teacher, always work with young people, but sometimes the teacher becomes the student.
To that point, you have been very clear, as you were just with me, that the differential here was race. And so I've heard you speak a lot about that. My question to you is, what then is your message to other white Tennesseans about their responsibility in this moment?
You know, I've had so many conversations on the phone with Republican friends of mine. And actually, I'm fascinated about how closely they watch this and how they really started to recognize things that I've been saying that go on in our GOP supermajority controlled House. I had conversations like, Gloria, I see what you're talking about. I see the difference of how these members are treated and talked to and talked down to. I think that the nation watching this brought a lot of clarity of what we see with these extremist MAGA Republican supermajority and the danger that follows it for democracy and freedom, and advocating for every citizen of this state and the human dignity of every citizen, even if they disagree with you on the issues. If you are not comfortable debating the issues you care about, the legislation you bring, why are they trying to stifle debate on issues, especially debate of gun violence? The majority of Republicans and Democrats in my district want common sense gun reform, and they're not listening even to the Republicans in their areas.
Here's the interesting thing to me. They'll say it to you on the phone in confidence. I do wonder what it will take to push them to have the bravery to say that out in public, their face for all to see. Especially because I think we're all starting, those of us who are not from Tennessee, who've not covered Tennessee specifically, to really tune into what has been happening in your state. There's an excellent article in Politico today. I encourage people to read it. It's by Natalie Allison. She covered the Tennessee State House for several years. And in it, she details what I would describe as frat culture, a culture of retribution from Republicans in power. To me, to other outside observers, it might be easy to say that this is all an outgrowth of the MAGA movement, but it actually seems like this has been happening for much longer, almost like this was the prelude to the MAGA movement. I just wonder if you can help us understand how Tennessee arrived at this moment.
Yes, we have had a retaliatory administration since the Republicans have had a supermajority. You know, there were a lot of people, we felt Medicaid expansion would pass because it just made sense. But what happens is the hospital associations and medical associations, they get frightened that the funding that they get from the state will be cut if they speak out. And if everybody got together on the same page and pushed it, they can't punish everybody. And that's how we need to step up. We need to be courageous. We need to all get on board on gun violence. And that means my colleagues on the right, who in their heart knows that this is the right thing to do, who in their heart, I think, want to do what their constituents want with gun sense legislation and ending gun violence. But I think they're afraid of the NRA as a lobby and the Tennessee Firearms Association. Those things are holding them back. And it's sad that they're ignoring their own constituents and instead siding with the lobbyists that fund their campaigns.